I warmly welcome you all for the session 2 of the oral presentations of the General Sir John Kottala Defence University Annual International Research Conference 2015. As you know, the theme of this session is Computing in Governance. So for this session, there are 6 presentations. Right. So as you are aware, so you are allocated only 10 minutes for your presentation. Right. So at the end of the 10th minute, we will ring a bell to indicate the time is up. Okay. So for this session, the first presentation use of low-cost information communication technologies for knowledge mobilization in agricultural communication communities in Sri Lanka. The presenter is Mr. Jayathilake from ICT Center, Waidyanatha University of Sri Lanka. Yes, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So in my presentation, I am talking about the use of low-cost ICT technology for knowledge mobilization in the agriculture communities in Sri Lanka. So today, the information and communication technology develop rapidly all over the world, and the use of these ICT technologies is very common in all the sectors in today. So once we concern about the sustainable agriculture, the knowledge mobilization or the knowledge sharing within these all the agriculture networks is considered as very highly important thing. So in the literature, it is evidence that the ICT incorporate effectively in knowledge mobilization process, and also the mobile cellular technology enable ICT technologies which are very helpful for reach the rural areas, especially when concerned the agriculture. So there are plenty of agricultural knowledge generating sources in Sri Lanka, but our farmers receive their relevant agriculture informations in varying degrees. So this is our main concern. So it arises the questions that whether these informations shared within these farmers in this Sri Lanka, their particular agriculture network or the extension networks is possible to cater all these requirements. And also if we go for an ICT solution, whether this solution is good for, that means sustainable for the long run. And it is evidence that in Sri Lanka, the formal institutionalized knowledge sharing is ineffective. So mainly because of the high information transaction cost and some hierarchical issues of the channel. And the ICT applications promote peer-to-peer networks, so that will drastically reduce the information transaction cost. And the literature says the community-based ICT application can overcome the sustainability challenges too. And it is well-known fact that due to the increase of cellular mobile technology, the features have introduced and increased. The use of texting will enhance the knowledge mobilization process. And if you go for a very simple low-cost ICT implications, it has very high chance to replicate the things over and over again in the field. So therefore, we mainly concern here the affordable and innovative ICT tools for knowledge mobilization process. So with that, the main objective of this study was to examine empirically the potential use of ICT technologies for knowledge mobilization in the agriculture sector in Sri Lanka. So this is the ICT applications we use. So all these are free and open source software. The first one, the Frontline SMS, it's used for the text messaging, and the Freedom Phone, it's used for the voice, we call interactive voice recognition, and Ushahidi, so it is used for the interactive mapping. So this is the methodology we practice. Very first, we identified the partners who can work with this project, and then we develop a rapid prototype. And after that, we design and implement a campaign. So then we done a questionnaire survey before and after the campaign. So I will very briefly go through these methods. So this is how we identified the partners So actually we had a national workshop in the YMB University related to the agriculture knowledge mobilization. There are a lot of participants from the government, non-government and private sector. So 8 participants, the stakeholders, expressed their willingness to take part this project with the YMB University. So this is our rapid prototyping phase. We had an informal conversation and idea exchange with all the partners we identified and their communities. So then we collected a lot of ideas and prioritized one key idea through the community meeting. So then we very quickly developed and designed the prototype with using our open source software. So after that we tested that prototype for the relevant identified needs, then evaluate and planning these things accordingly. So this is the communities we identified and the place where we conducted this prototype. So you can see the Rangiri Radio, Janatakshan, Department of Agriculture, YMB Radio, and the Biofood, Care International, and the Seva Lanka. So this is our campaign. The campaign is normally it is a limited duration activity which is having a specific objective with respect to the needs of the community we identified. There are 4 actors in the campaign: the partner, the technology steward, the community, and the technology we use. So this is the campaign we implemented. So again, we had an informal conversation and idea exchange with all the partner organizations and all the communities and prioritize all the ideas. So then we design and develop the prototype and test the prototype with our applications. So then we train the technology stewards, the people who have some sort of IT background within the community and within the partners we identified. So then we plan the campaign with the relevant objectives and the durations, and we assign the roles and responsibilities for these people who engage with this campaign, and then evaluate the campaign and go for the next level. So this is the overall picture of the campaign. You can see all the partners we identified and the communities we work with this particular campaign. So then we conducted a small scale questionnaire survey before and after the campaign. We adapted Learn Asia Teleuse at the bottom of the pyramid 4 instrument to gather the data. So mainly it consists of demographic and agriculture information seeking and ICT use and adaptive behavior data. We used the proposive sampling techniques with the sample size of 210 families. So this is the results and discussion. Once you see this figure, you can see the type of information expected from these communities. So mainly the farmers were more concerned about the accurate and reliable information on crop price. So then the pest and disease control methods, then the subsidiary schemes which they can offer, and the sustainable crop management practices. So this is the different source of agriculture information used by all these farmers. You can see more than 90% of the farmers rely on the government officers in the respective area, so especially the extension officers and the regional development officers in that area. And there are some amount of farmers getting information from their fellow farmers and market vendors too. So this is the message transfer during our campaign period. You can see in the blue color, a lot of farmers joined to our campaign, and in the green color you can see the volume of message transfer. So at the end of this campaign, so this particular campaign is very much popular among the farmers, therefore you can see the high volume of message transfer during at the end of the campaign. So this is the mode of getting information before the campaign and after the campaign. So when you very clearly comparing the pre and post campaign period, the rate of use of SMS has increased from 12% to 55%. So this is the before the campaign we can have okay. So you can see here in the first graph the low level of SMS once they normally use, and the second graph in blue color you can see it is more than 55%. So in the voice call the IVR facility we use, so they take part with the voice calling, so increase from 68% to 85%, and the radio, computer and internet, it is not much significant before and after the campaign. So this is the conclusion with this project. The low-cost ICT interventions can increase the information provided to the stakeholder in agriculture sector by 40%, and the tools like Frontline SMS and the Freedom Phones were very effective for a small-scale campaign. And this intervention reduced the information transaction cost incurred in the process of knowledge mobilization, and this can act as a drive for positive changes in the livelihood in agriculture communities in Sri Lanka. So still this project is going on, therefore we can create some sort of opportunity for develop the partnership with all these partners, and the further analysis of this campaign results will help to refine a model for ICT for agriculture development with the low-cost ICT technologies. So finally, I would like to acknowledge all the parties and the funding agents who help for us, and our project works you can reach from these two URLs. So thank you very much.